Please see the link in the description to download a worksheet for this video. Almost all the students who answered this state test question got it wrong. Before we solve this problem, we want to give you some general tips to help you get the right answer. Students often get long division problems wrong because they get confused as to what step to do. They make a calculation error, or they get the numbers in the wrong column. It's easy to get confused as to what step to do. As we'll soon demonstrate, this problem requires 5 cycles, and each cycle involves 4 steps. The 4 steps that we do with every cycle are divide, multiply, subtract, and bring down. One way to remember the order of these 4 steps is to use the phrase dim sub. The vowels don't stand for anything, but they help us remember the phrase dim sub. You can think of a dark submarine. This phrase tells us the order of the 4 steps in each cycle. As you solve long division problems, we encourage you to keep track of what step you're on so that you'll know what the next step should be. In this problem, we'll demonstrate the current step by showing a small picture in the lower right corner of the screen. A way to avoid multiplication and division errors is to write out the multiplication table for the divisor. You can then reference this throughout the problem, instead of having to repeat your calculations. Please note that we can switch the order of any factors and void at the same product. For example, 8 times 1 equals 8, and 1 times 8 equals 8. This is called the commutative property of multiplication. That means you can use this table to solve lots of multiplication problems. You'll need to do a lot of subtraction. If you're asked to subtract 6 from 9, you may start with the number 9 and count backwards 6 times until you reach the number 3. This is slow and can lead to mistakes. A much faster and more accurate way to do subtraction is to start with a smaller number, then count the number of steps needed to reach the bigger number. For example, start with 6 and then count how many steps until you reach 9. It's also important to keep the numbers in the correct places. We'll point that out as we go. You may find that using lined paper will help you keep the numbers in the correct columns. Like any other skill, such as sports and music, it takes practice to learn a math skill. Whether you use some of the suggestions we've made or any other system, we encourage you to practice doing long division problems until you're consistently getting the right answer. Now we're ready to solve this problem. We're asked to divide 145 by 8 and express the remainder as a decimal. We'll start by writing the long division symbol. The number being divided goes inside the symbol and is called the dividend. The number that does the dividing goes outside the symbol and is called the divisor. The answer is called the quotient and will go above the division symbol. Can 8 go into 1? No. 8 is bigger than 1, so 8 can't go into 1. That means we need to include the second digit. Can 8 go into 14? Yes, 8 is smaller than 14, so 8 can go into 14. We need to find how many times 8 can go into 14. One way to find how many times 8 can go into 14 is to write out part of the multiplication table for the number 8. The red numbers are all the multiplication products. The purple numbers are possible answers we could choose. We point the red arrow at the place in the list where 14 would be. Then we choose the row that has a red number that is equal to, or slightly less than the number in our arrow. This red 8 is the closest, so we pick this row. The purple number in this row is 1. We write the number 1 in the answer space above the 14 since we divided 14 by 8. Next, we multiply this new digit in our answer, which is 1, with the divisor, which is 8. We get a new product of 8, so we write the number 8 here. Please note that we need to line up the ones place in our new product with the new digit in the answer. Next, we subtract 8 from 14, that gives us 6. Then, we bring down the 5, so our new dividend is 65. Next, we have to find how many times 8 can go into 65. We return to our multiplication table. We point the red arrow at the place in the list where 65 would be. Then we choose the row that has a red number that is equal to, or slightly less, than the number in our arrow. In this case, 64 is slightly less than 65, so we choose this row, which has a purple 8. Then we write that new number in the answer. Now we multiply this new digit, which is 8, by the divisor, which is also 8, and we get a new product of 64. Please note that we need to line up the ones place of our new product with the new digit in the answer. Then we subtract 64 from 65 and get the number 1. Normally, this leftover number would be our remainder. but the question asks us what the remainder is when expressed as a decimal. So we need to add a decimal point to the answer in dividend and keep dividing. Whenever we add a decimal to a dividend, we can write as many zeros to its right as we want. We'll write 3 zeros. Next, we bring down a 0. This is our new dividend. We need to know how many times 8 goes into 10. As before, we point the red arrow at the place in the list where 10 would be. Then we choose the row that has a red number that's equal to, or slightly less, than the number in our arrow. In this case, it's the first row which has a purple number of 1. So we write the number 1 on the answer line. Then we multiply this new digit, which is 1, with the divisor, which is 8. This makes a new product of 8. Next, we subtract 8 from 10 and we get 2. Then we bring down another 0. This is our new dividend. To find how many times 8 goes into 20, we point the red arrow at the place in the list where 20 would be. Then we choose the row that has a red number that is equal to, or slightly less, than the number in our arrow. In this case, that's the red product 16. So we choose the purple number in this row, which is 2. We write that number 2 on the answer line. Then we multiply this new answer digit of 2 with the divisor, which is 8, and we get a new product of 16. We have to make sure the ones place of this new product lines up with our new digit. Now, we subtract the 16 from 20 and we get 4. We bring down another 0, which makes our new dividend of 40. We need to know how many times 8 goes into 40. We point the red arrow at the place in the list where 40 is. The purple number that goes with this row is 5, so we write the number 5 on the answer line. Next, we multiply this new answer digit of 5 with the divisor, which is 8, and we get the new product, that is 40. We subtract 40 from 40 and get 0. Since we now have a remainder of 0, we can stop dividing. The remainder expressed as a decimal are the digits to the right of the decimal point. That means it's 0.125. We can write a number 0 to the left of the decimal place whenever it's blank. So the remainder by itself, which is what the question is asked for, is 0.125. Choice B is correct. This problem shows us how important it is for us to know the multiplication tables. Here's a memory trick to help remember the 4 steps of every division cycle. Please pause the video if you wish to read more. Thanks for your attention.